Here we go. I want to know how often you get asked this question because I'm sure after you get this picture out there, it happens. What was it like meeting Coach Pop?
It was a really cool experience for me because I will be totally honest. I thought the NBA camp was kind of like a little bit a circus. Kind of like, how should I say it? It was a lot about see me and everyone wants to be someone. And it was a lot about politics and networking and not a lot about basketball. And I think Coach Pop was one of the realest persons there. And I think the reason why we connected a couple times was because he saw that the same thing with us. So for example, like I'm gonna tell one story. It's like when we have dinner or lunch, it's the most important people, they go and sit first. And it's like it's a very stressful thing about who needs to sit on what table and next to who. So it's all about very politics. And we were always the guys who had to go and sit as the last one because we're not from the NBA. We just came here. And then one time, for example, like we had one chair that was open. I was sitting there with Sesh, with Oli, with Alex. And then everyone was sitting there. And Coach Pop, he went all the way through and he said like, hey guys, is it okay if I can sit on your table? And I remember like all the eyes were like focused on us, like, what the fuck? Why is he going to sit on that table? Like
from Belgium.
Yeah. And like, what the fuck are those guys? And then he came to to sit on our table, and I remember like Sesh was he was the first one, like, no, you can't sit here. This seat is taken. And coach was like looking and said, nah, joke, you can go and sit here. So the mood was immediately set like, no, we're not like that. And we had like great talks about life, about culture, he was telling that he drinks a glass of wine every evening, and he was really interested in what we do and what Serge does and with the camera. And he was true. Like he was always saying what he felt, and if we would use the word CMP, he was a CMP. And he was one of the only coaches who was truly really interested in the kids, and he tried to make that connection and that relationship. And we talked about the 10-pin with Olivier, and he asked some questions about that. And for example, like the next day, he joined and he did the 10-pin for 7 minutes without.
So 10-pin is the standing position with the arms open. Basically, what we said is that the first day when I did it with the kids, it's like a mindset test that we also do at the academy. We said that the kids didn't do it very well, that most of them, they were distracted, and basically they failed the test. So I asked, could you come in the next day when I have started doing it and just join the standing practice with the arms out? And I didn't expect he would do it, but he showed up, and he would stand there like a crane bird or something, moving his arm, moving his legs. But he did it for the full time, and he was walking around like going face to face with some of the kids that were laughing with it. So he was like, for me, meeting him, it was like meeting a very present man. It was like meeting a real animal in a zoo. He was really there. While most of the others, when you meet them, they were like, hey, you good? Hey, you good? And it was like, is there anybody in these people? It's like, it was just a network show. And then this guy, who is the biggest name, he was a real human being. He was drinking a wine with us. He was really kind.
Cool, man. Jeez.